Hi there. Let's go. Connectors, what's up? DK here. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you had a great weekend. Hey, I want to give a special shout out, so a little housekeeping locally here. York County History Center here in York County, Pennsylvania. They just had a launch for their next capital campaign for an amazing new history complex they're going to have in downtown York, PA. So I want to give a big shout out to Joan Mummert and her team at York County History Center. Shout out to you. Great stuff. I'm so happy all the stuff you're doing. It is fantastic. So kudos on you. And housekeeping number 2 is for my friend Ophelia Chambliss, who had an art exhibit in York. It was called Contiguous. And 60 of us in the community were picked as portrait people. And she made these amazing portraits of us. And it's right here. I'll probably put it like here-ish in post, like here. It was super fun. It was amazing to see everybody out. All the folks that were there, including those of us who were the portrait people, we're all in this great space called Marketview Arts, which is in downtown York, Pennsylvania. And we had an amazing opening night of her exhibit, which runs through July. So if you are in and around York County or York City, Pennsylvania, I'll put links in the doobly-doo below to talk about her amazing exhibit. Well done, Ophelia. I love you madly. And you know, that whole idea of contiguous comes from the fact that what Ophelia did with our portraits, which is so unique, is when she put the pen down on the paper, she made one continuous line to create, which blows my mind. That's amazing. So, to put it in perspective, let me show you hang on a second. Okay, so I'm gonna take this clear right here. Ready? One continuous line. Ready? Here we go. Yeah, I can't do that. That's Ophelia, you are rock star good. Thank you so much for that amazing art exhibit. It's still up, and you can see it again at Marketview Arts in downtown York, Pennsylvania, through July. So I'll, again, put the links down below in the doobly-doo. But I am so honored that I was selected as one of the 6 folks. I cannot tell you so much. I love you, love you, love you. All right, so let's go on with the show. So taking my cue from Ophelia and the contiguous line thing, I got thinking about our community and the amazing metaphor that Ophelia was building with her exhibit, and that idea of a one contiguous line. It's such a natural and beautiful metaphor for what we do in our community development and community building. I mean, we try really hard when we talk about our community. We try to say about all of our unity and how the community binds us all together and we can unify with that. But of course, in the day-to-day, and in the true operations of businesses and organizations and churches and community centers and all the things that happen within a community, it's sometimes hard to get that sense of bind, that sense of unity through one another. And very often, this is where those of us that are in the nonprofit sector, nonprofiteers, tend to be the people who try to make that bind happen. Very often, the cliche, of course, that we are the glue that binds the community together. But it's very true. A lot of the things that we do, whether they are galas and fundraisers, whether they are special events that are just open to the community street side, we do a lot of activities and we do a lot of programming, which is to inspire us to be a stronger, closer community. And very often that stems from just simply the missions that we do. Whether you're talking the environment, whether you're talking arts and culture, whether you're talking education, any one of these things, it speaks to community development. It speaks to us as communities binding ourselves together, realizing that a strong .com community, businesses, need a strong .org community, nonprofits, which needs a strong .edu. It needs a good education system. And overall, that means a strong .gov, a government, because the government is us. And we are the people who are voting and selecting for our leaders to represent us in the .gov world. But all of those things have to be tied, have to be bound. And it's ideal if it's a continuous line. Dare I say, they connect the dots. So in thinking about some of the stuff that we're going on in our communities, we should really realize that there is this line. This line is happening throughout all these amazing programs, all these people that are making these amazing things happen, all these actions that are causing other reactions and other things to pop up and other people to step into the void and say, I want to take this project on. I want to make this part of our community stronger. There is a contiguous line between all of us in the sector, all of us in the for-profit sector, all of us in education, all of us in current government. There is a line that can tie us all together. And the question, of course, is, do you see it? Sub-question of that, of course, is, are you helping make that line grow? Or are you not? And look, non-profiteers, I don't like to look at things in extremes like that. You're either with us or against us. I think extreme conversation like that is just, it doesn't help anything. But there is a question that I have about when we are building in community development most of the time. A lot of what happens stems from people in their own, they germinate their own ideas and they seed them and they just start happening and they pop. But then for the rest of us, there's something we need to do, which is we need to know when these things pop up, how we can connect them and how we can bring that contiguous line into these things that are happening. There are so many fantastic things happening in your community, those that you know and those that you don't. And I believe that one of the strengths of community leaders, and I should say, community leadership is not defined by the title that you have. It's the passion that you bring. So all of us could be community leaders if we so choose. And if you see those things popping up, I feel that part of the responsibility, the role of a community leader, is simply to put a little sunlight on it, just to showcase it and say, hey, check that out over there, or look at how these things are connected. My group, my work, Connect the Dots movement, is based upon this idea. I tend to always say that part of what I like to call my role is of the Connect the Dots movement is a community broker. This idea of I broker time and attention and assets and resources, and I try to connect those dots with those things in mind. But if you really open it up a little bit bigger and look at it from a 10,000 foot level, really what I'm connecting dots to is the continuous line of a community and putting a line to other assets around it. And I think we can all do that in so many ways. So guys, as we're starting off a new week and as we're getting here into the summer, take a look at what's going on in your community. Take a look at different things that maybe you don't normally attend, organizations you don't normally look at. Let's see what they have in mind, see what they're doing right now, and maybe see how we can connect things a little bit further and build on that line of community, that contiguous line that really showcases the power of each of our communities. And look, if nothing else, you're going to gain just yourself, because you might find out there's an awesome organization or an exhibit or a special event that you had not been to before, or maybe didn't even realize was going on in your community. And then you find that gem. It's pretty cool. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me again. I do appreciate it. My name is DK. I'm with Connect the Dots Movement. And hey, I'd love for you to share and like this video, share this video out with your friends, tell other organizations about what we do and what we're all about here at Connect the Dots Movement. We are on Facebook at facebook.com/Connect the Dots Movement. We're also on Twitter, so you can follow us there and ask questions there as well. I do take questions, and I have sort of a question show. I sprinkle those in every so often. So if you have questions for me, you can send it on Twitter at WeConnectDots. And of course, you can get to me directly. So if you're interested in sitting down, have a consultation, we can talk about your organization, your leadership, you yourself starting a nonprofit. We do all of that stuff. My email is right here, doug@connectthedotsmovement.org. I thank you so very much, guys, for hanging out with me, and I appreciate you guys watching the video, taking time out of your day to do it. Like and share, pass it along, do all that good stuff. My name is DK, and you have just been connected. See you around. Nonprofit power. Ow!